What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the college football reaction preview show. I'm Will and D, and I'm here with Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports. And what a great week of college football we had.
It was amazing. A lot of great games.
Mhm.
Even we got to see Will and D's Notre Dame Fighting Irish get a big win over USC.
Mhm.
And you were there, so it was even
I was
better.
there. Yeah, we could talk about it.
Absolutely. So it was pretty cool
Mhm.
on that front. And Indiana got the spittoon back for the first time in consecutive seasons since 1969, which is
Mhm.
also really cool. Bama got a big win, and the third Saturday in October, lighting up those cigars. It was a big week. There was a lot of great wins in college football and a lot of upset losses yet again. Teams falling left and right. So, yeah, we got a lot to get to. It was a great week.
Mhm. And first big one we got to talk about is, well, we talked about ECU for a second, being Tulsa. But
Oh, yeah.
Louis,
Carolina's decent. I mean, they're not a great team, but they are decent. Should make a bowl.
Mhm. But Miami losing to Louisville, Carson Beck did what he did last year, not what he did in 2023. Throwing 4 picks, then threw his receivers under the bus in the post-game interview. This is like exactly what Miami fans did not want to happen.
Oh yeah, it's all crumbling for the Hurricane and Carson Beck, and I knew it was going to happen. Not necessarily this game because I think we both picked Miami. I thought that Louisville would probably fall short because Miami usually chokes later in the season.
Mm-hmm.
They usually choke like week 11, week 12 when they're like 8-0, 9-0. That's usually when they fall. They did it in 2017. They did it last season, but they already lost. They already blew it. Like we're not even in November yet, and they already choked. And I mean, Louisville's not a bad team. Like I Austin's Cardinals. I get a lot of some people thought maybe they would get it done, and I'm not surprised that they upset Miami. Again, I'm just surprised that Miami choked this early. And Carson Beck played terrible. Receivers, whatever, dude. You didn't play that good. I mean, you played terrible, and some people blaming the elbow. I saw that during the game. He played bad. Whether his elbow was hurting or not, he played terrible. His Heisman odds are gone. I mean, Miami, they're lucky to still be in the top 10 because no offense to Louisville, again, Louisville's not a bad team, but it's a terrible loss. It's a horrible loss. I mean, you think about other teams that have a bad loss, right? Like Alabama's bad loss came in week 1, and the loss is aging horribly. But again, if Alabama played them today, they would win. There's no doubt in my mind. I think everyone in the country agrees with that. You look at a team like Georgia. Okay, they lost to Alabama. Miami's loss is going to be compared to these other losses, and it's going to be compared negatively because for one, it was at home. It wasn't on the road, and it came later in the season. So it's like you can't use the argument, well, hey, Miami lost to Louisville week 1. They beat them now. No, that you lost to them now. Losing late hurts, and that's Miami's MO. So don't be surprised if Miami chokes again later on down the line to another team. And if they have 2 losses compared to Notre Dame, compared to other teams, they're probably not going to get in. So Miami's really going to hurt themselves. They really need to win out, but I don't trust them at all.
Mm-hmm. It just frustrates me as a Notre Dame fan. It's like, why didn't we load the box more? Why didn't we just go after Beck more? Then, because we probably could have won that game if we would have done that, but it is what it is. Nebraska, once again, you cannot trust the Cornhuskers. Cannot trust them.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And we pegged this one so right, Will,
Yeah.
because we said Minnesota would win. I felt this one. Every time Nebraska has an ounce of legitimacy, an ounce of credibility, national respect. Oh, they're ranked.
Really, anytime they're ranked.
Yeah, I mean, because again, last year
Mm-hmm.
they weren't ranked in the AP poll. They were ranked 25th in the coaches poll when Indiana beat them, and they were 26th in the AP poll. So they technically were ranked. And then here they're ranked 25th. And in both games, they got shellacked. Now, Minnesota didn't beat them like Indiana did because Indiana's a lot better than Minnesota. But at the same time, Minnesota still beat them down. Nebraska, I mean, Raiola, I don't even understand the hype for Raiola, man. have you ever
I
seen
don't get it either.
pass over 5 yards? I mean, all of his completions are just dump off passes. I mean, he throws telegraph balls. They never push the ball downfield. I mean, I don't really know Nebraska's team all that well. I don't know if they have the receivers to push the ball downfield. I don't know, but they just don't have an expiring offense. Their offense is bland, and I mean, their defense just really couldn't, get it done. You got Jason O here. Appreciate you being here, Jason O. Haven't seen you in a while. He says, "Did Miami really choke?" Yeah, I think that's a choke because Carson Beck threw 4 picks, and Miami was favored pretty heavily. I would consider that a choke, and it is a choke because when you're a program that consistently does this, it is called choking. You are a program that chokes. I mean, Louisville, again, not a bad team at all, but that's still a bad loss, man. I mean, I understand what Jason O is saying, but I think it is. I think we can qualify that as Miami being what Miami does, which is choke every year. I mean, they were.
I mean, Louisville just hasn't looked as good as they. I mean, they haven't been as impressive as they've been the last 2 years.
I mean, Alabama at home and at Bryant-Denny Stadium losing to Louisville, would that be considered a choke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would. Florida State, people still clowning that loss. That's a different loss, though. Again, that's a week 1 loss on the road. Florida State's regressed since then. I mean, like I said, Miami does this crap every year. I can't defend them at all. I mean, like I said, I know where Jason O is coming from. I totally understand it. I mean, Louisville's not a bad team. They are not bad. They have not been bad under Jeff Brom. Every year they're pretty solid, but it's still a garbage loss. It's not as bad as Nebraska's loss because Nebraska got humiliated, but Miami was the number 2 team. When you put that into perspective, it looks kind of worse. But yeah, again, back to Nebraska, it's like they every time they're ranked will choke and they lose. I maybe not a choke. Maybe that's just my preferred word of choice for these teams that always lose when they shouldn't. Nebraska should have won this game. If they truly were where we thought that they were, they should have won this game. But they can't do it. Nebraska, I guess, is just going to be in perpetual mediocrity until further notice. I mean, they've been mid for so long. It's just expected at this point. Are they going to go on a big losing streak now, Will? Or are they going to fall to 6-6 again, or do you think they'll rebound?
I don't trust them. I mean, why should we believe that Nebraska will get it together? Just from again and again and again, it happens. Like it depends who they play, but I might not pick them again.
Yeah. I mean, if they play like Purdue, I mean, maybe. But even then, Purdue might beat them. I mean, I don't know. Nebraska's just that kind of team. I don't know what to say. They just do this every year, and I've seen people say Matt ruled to Penn State. That's why they lost. Do you really believe that? I don't. I don't at all. I think that regardless of that, I think they would have lost.
Yeah. Carolina. I mean, at least they tried against Cal, but I mean, against Carolina. Against Cal, it was right the first time, but yeah.
Carolina indeed tried against Cal. You were right, Will, but they failed. They tried and they failed because they actually should have won. I don't know if you saw the first play of the game, Carolina fumbles. Gives Cal great position, and then they scored a touchdown. And then at the end of the game, Carolina could have had the go-ahead touchdown, and dude fumbles right before the goal line and could have picked up the ball and just let it roll and picks it up. Game over. Pathetic. To Carolina and Bill Belichick for not getting humiliated, but that's as far as I can go. They actually should have won this game. But they just suck. They're horrible. I really don't see Belichick making it. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they played better, but they played so bad the previous weeks that saying that they played better is sad.
Ohio State, I mean, we saw that. Everyone saw this coming a mile away. They would blow out Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's so funny because Ohio State fans get mad at me when I gloss over their wins. When I do my recaps and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, Ohio State won again. The thing is, what can you say about this game? Wisconsin stinks, and Ohio State's really darn good.
Yeah.
They did what they're supposed to do, unlike Miami. Again, Louisville's way better than Wisconsin. I understand that, but it's the principle of the thing. Ohio State's not messing around with these bad teams. They're taking them out to the woodshed, and they're methodically beating the crap out of them too. You know what I mean? Like they probably could have beat Wisconsin by 60, but like they're just winning. They're just winning. They're just going out there and playing a solid B minus game. Not even probably giving you all that they can give. Not even showing you all of their tape. Not even giving you the A plus version of Ohio State, and they're still just blowing out these teams. And Wisconsin again is a really terrible football team. They are awful. So again, good job Ohio State, but they've got great talent. I mean, they did what they're supposed to do here. There's just nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jason does believe. I mean, maybe Nebraska is better this year, but I don't know. Like, it's just every year with them.
Yeah. You can't have trends where every year you do the same thing. It's a little bit different if, Nebraska's known like every now and then to lose a big game. It's every season. Every season that they have a relevant game or people are paying attention to them, they lose.
And the spittoon is IU's. What did you think about this IU performance?
The thing with me on this performance is that Indiana didn't even play their best. And that's what I think is amazing. Like, the defense did not play their best. Signetti ripped into the defense. He was like, hey, we got to do better. The defense was terrible. And they only gave up 13. And Indiana probably could have scored more. And one touchdown was actually taken away in this game because I think E.J. Williams had a touchdown catch where he toe tapped, but then his foot came down, and then they said he was out. Technically, he called it in bounds with his toe up, but then his toe went down, so he was out. But they should have technically had 45 points. But that's a technicality. That doesn't matter at all. What matters is they played good despite not playing their best. And that's amazing to me that Indiana can play a, per Signetti's terms, a subpar game and blow out a team. That's what good teams do. So, and it was a rivalry game. Wasn't even close. No letdown. All the extension talks and the Penn State rumors and all that didn't affect them. And again, the first time that Indiana has kept the spittoon, meaning they've won it 2 times in a row since 1969, which is a long time ago. And only the 20th time that Indiana's ever
before my parents were even alive.
Yeah. Only the 20th time that Indiana has beaten Michigan State. I think Michigan State, the all-time record in the series is like 50, 20, and 4. Indiana's only won 20 times. So, and 2 of them under Signetti already. So, and beat downs as well. So, unless Michigan State gets their crap together, it looks like the spittoon is going to be IU's for a while because they don't play next year. Indiana, Michigan State do not play next year because it's not a protected rivalry, so the spittoon stays. And I think they play each other in 27. And we don't know if Jonathan Smith's going to be there by then. But again, it's just great that IU's able to actually win a rivalry game. And they have the spittoon, and hopefully they can keep the bucket as well. It's great. It's great stuff. Like, can't take the stuff for granted as IU fans. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Indiana's good now. You don't understand how bad IU was. They couldn't keep the spittoon. They couldn't keep the bucket. They couldn't win squat. This is amazing. I'm still blown away. Like, Ohio State, it's expected they do this. What Indiana's doing, it's still surreal to me. I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Jason, it was a domination, man. I mean, I felt like IU won by more than the score said, if you go back and watch it. They are the truth this year.
100%. I mean, the thing is that one of the scores that Oregon had was the pick 6. Mm-hmm. So it's like literally Mendoza threw that really bad throw. That gave Oregon the 20. I mean, they only scored 13. So, on offense. So, yeah, IU really dominated the game. They did. And yeah, to Jason's point, Signetti's not going to Penn State. They already gave an extension. And he's not going to Florida. Mm-hmm. Going anywhere.
Yeah, and he went to WVU, too. They don't like Penn State either, Jason. So
yeah, I tried to tell people that. It's so funny to me that they're like, oh, he's from Pennsylvania. For one thing, he's from Pittsburgh, which I thought Pittsburgh don't like Penn State. And number 2, he lived in Pennsylvania for like 8 years, and then he moved to West Virginia like 8 or 9 years old. And he's been there forever. So it's like, I don't think those Pennsylvania ties are that deep. I just don't. But and whatever. People are gonna say what they want. I told people he wasn't leaving IU. He's not. He's building a legacy at a program that's been trash, and it's his legacy alone. And he's gonna have the stadium and all that named after him if he keeps winning, and a statue and all that other crap. So he's fine where he's at. Penn State, he's just another dude. Florida, he's just another dude.
A&M avoided the trap barely, but they did give up a lot of points to Arkansas.
A&M barely wins this game, right? Oh, great win for A&M. Top 3 in the Indiana barely beats Michigan State. They suck. Fraud alert. It cracks me up. Like, A&M legitimately played horrible in this game. Terrible. Not Marcel Reed was fine. The offense, how do you give up 42 points to Arkansas? Like, I know Arkansas has a talented quarterback in Taylor Green. I know that they can put up points. We saw them put up 31 against Tennessee. They're not terrible, but still, I think that this was excessive on A&M's part. Excessive. Like, they gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards to a team that's supposed to be one of the worst in the SEC. It was on the road. They did win. I'm not saying that you can't gloss over that. It's good, but this was not a good performance for Texas A&M, and they were rewarded with moving up a spot because who was going to move ahead of them? They're undefeated. You can't put Alabama ahead of them because they got a loss. Can't put Georgia or Oregon or any of those teams ahead. So it's like they're ranked third after that performance. Like Ohio State and Indiana. Well, Ohio State doesn't have a bad performance at all. Indiana, I guess the Iowa game, but I think Iowa's better than Arkansas. Okay, I think we can agree on that. I might be wrong, but I think. So, yeah, A&M, really bad performance, and they won. So, again, we'll see. I'm still waiting on them. I'm not saying that they're Miami. I've been waiting for A&M to fall like Tech did. I've been waiting for some of these teams to fall. But A&M's been getting by, but this was their worst performance of the season. This is where they finally showed some cracks, because prior to that, they looked pretty good.
Ole Miss finally falls to Georgia.
We both picked Ole Miss, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Wanted Ole Miss to win. I thought they could do it because Georgia hadn't looked as good. And guess what? Georgia looked good in this game. Not on defense. Good on defense, but Gunnar Stockton played well. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. He played well. I mean, I still don't think Georgia's elite at all. I don't. I really don't. I think that they still have been getting very fortunate circumstances in games, but there's only so much that I can keep saying that if they just keep winning. So that thing, they got good players. Kirby, whatever. It is what it is. I wanted Ole Miss to win, thought they could get it done, but it's hard to win in Athens. Alabama did it though.
Yep. Alabama and A&M right now are Alabama's playing the best, but A&M's still undefeated. So.
Oh, yeah, Alabama definitely is playing the best in the SEC, which I don't think anyone would have thought at the beginning of the season after the Florida State loss. Not even I didn't even think so. So I'm shocked. And Alabama, as we speak, great performance. I mean, Tennessee, good offensive team. Alabama got the pick six. They made Aguilar look very human. He made a lot of mistakes. And Ty Simpson, again, just playing incredible football. I mean, he's up there with Mendoza and Sayin for the Heisman. I don't know what else you can say about that receiving core. Bernard, Horton, Ron Williams played good in this game. That's a great sign for Alabama fans that he played very well. And then you've got Rico Scott and Lotsier Brooks and Kevin Riley. I mean, it just goes on and on. Alabama's offense is dangerous. Legit dangerous. And you have a healthy Jam Miller, icing on the cake. Alabama, they need to run the ball better. The biggest weakness on this team is the run defense. The run defense is sketchy. They give up a lot of yards on the ground. They did it in this game. But other than that, Alabama's looking very, very good. And I, again, would not have thought that they would have looked this good after that loss early in the season.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Irish will have a shot if they play the Tide, but in the playoffs.
Maybe, because, Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, it's going to be a bloodbath. Alabama cannot stop the run. But I don't know if Notre Dame can stop the pass either, because, Alabama throwing it on everybody. After Ty Simpson had that struggling performance against Florida State in his first start ever, he's been solid. Nothing. Amazing.
Texas Tech goes down. I know their quarterback got hurt in Morton, and that's the excuse I'm hearing, but
that's fair. I did give him that excuse. on my Saturday night live stream. I said, hey, I know that their quarterback was injured, but and I know that Arizona State is a tough place to play when they are.
And Sam Levitt did come back and play well.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors there. And plus, Texas Tech, credit, almost came back and won, but Arizona State reclaimed the lead. Because Arizona State was like 19-7 for the longest time. And then Tech scored the 2 touchdowns, 21-19 or 22-19. And then Arizona State scored again. But I was having a conversation with someone on my stream the other night, and I think it was Steven. I think it was Steven. It was somebody, but they were making an argument. Well, hey, Texas Tech loses to Arizona State, and that's not a good loss, right? But then Alabama loses, and it's a quality loss. I understand the argument people are trying to make with that, but the problem is that Texas Tech far and away looked better than everyone in the Big 12. And then they drop a game to a team that had not looked that good this season. It's not a great loss, but at the same time, it's not terrible either. I mean, Tech's not ruined for the playoffs. Their season isn't ruined, but that's not a great loss. It definitely shows that Texas Tech still isn't elite or anything.
Mm-hmm. Oregon destroys Rutgers, and here it is: Vanderbilt beat LSU. This felt similar to the IU Oregon game, like only a 7-point win, but man, Vanderbilt looked good, and LSU just couldn't stop the option. I mean, it's like not the triple option, but the triple option on steroids.
Oh yeah, I will say with Oregon, I'm rooting for Oregon to keep winning and winning well because that helps IU. So good job, Oregon. Vanderbilt, though, on the LSU game, we both picked Vandy. Glad that we did. LSU don't trust, and people saying that this was an SEC title team in the preseason. Why? Why do we believe? Oh, the defense is better. The offense. Nussmeier's still Nussmeiering, man. He had moments in this game, but he's not an elite quarterback. He's not. He's not terrible. He's not. I'm not going to go out there and say he's terrible. He's not a bad quarterback, and he will get drafted. But he just isn't what some people think either. He has a lot of flaws, man. I don't know. I think Vanderbilt is for real for what they are. They're not for real like IU is, but they're really good. They are a really good team. And it would be amazing if they somehow made the playoffs. I doubt it. I still doubt it. I think they will lose 2 or 3 more times, maybe. But I like this team. He is good. Clark Lee's done great there. And again, in this new era of college football, it's really cool to see these teams win. So I think great win for Vandy. Again, just not a believer in LSU and Brian Kelly. And actually, I don't necessarily disagree with Austin's comment there. We will get to that game because we're predicting 9 games. But still, I don't think LSU is great.
Georgia Tech beating Duke.
I'm glad I didn't pull that up. I almost went with Duke there last week, but you swung me over to Tech. Georgia Tech is not a great team like these other undefeated teams are, but they are winning, and they still should have lost that Wake game, but still they won that game. And I like Georgia Tech. I like Haynes King. I think they're solid. It just feels like though that they're not as good as what some people are starting to believe now. I think they have a ceiling. I still think they're like an 8-4 that might masquerade as a 10-2, 11-1. That way, we'll see. I like them though. I like them a lot. I just think that they're not as good as these other teams in the top 10.
Do you think that? I mean, they could. It'll be interesting to see.
I hope they beat Georgia. I would love to see
It'll be interesting to see what would happen if Miami gets left out of the ACC championship game. That means one of those like kind of mid ACC teams will get in the playoff. I mean, not to disrespect the ACC, but I don't know. That would not be good for the Irish, but we'll see.
Yeah, it probably will happen. I mean, it's looking that way. I mean, it's not to say that it will. Miami can still obviously get in there, but like I said, don't be surprised they lose again. So you look at Georgia Tech, Louisville.
Virginia still undefeated in conference.
Virginia's not. No. Like, I know Ole Miss barely beat Washington State, and I know Virginia barely beat Washington State, so maybe Washington State's whatever. These teams are fine, dude. Louisville, Virginia. I think Louisville's better than Virginia, even though they lost. But none of these teams are that good.
SMU is going to play Miami, so that'll be interesting.
SMU's not that great of a team either.
Yeah.
I mean, Clemson's bad. Clemson just stinks. And I know Clemson didn't have their quarterback and all that, but Tom Allen's defense has been abysmal. Like, I hate to say it. Like, it has been abysmal. I mean, you've got Peter Wood and that Will Helt guy and all those other really talented dudes on Clemson's defense. And they've been trash. I mean, how in the world do you give up like 30-something points to SMU? I mean, the backup quarterback for Clemson threw for over like 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, 300 yards against SMU, and Clemson still lost by like 10-10. So, I don't know, man. Clemson's defense is terrible. And, yeah, the ACC, I hate clowning on them because they just don't have the great teams right now, man. They just don't. Georgia Tech is their best team right now when it comes to record and winning and all that, and they're not the best team in the ACC. Miami's the best team in the ACC, but they're Miami.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting. Again, there's a really good chance, like you said, that some team from the ACC that is not that great ends up winning the ACC, making the playoffs, and then they get murdered. And it's just going to be a terrible look for the ACC. Honestly, if you're the ACC, you want Miami to make the playoffs because at least they'll have to compete and beat somebody. Because Clemson's propped up the ACC forever, and when they were good under Dabo, but now that they don't have Clemson, it's just like the league looks terrible because you got all the teams that are trash, and you're relying on Miami, which you do not want to rely on Miami for anything. So it's just not a good thing.
And Notre Dame over SC, 34-24. This is a fun game to be at. Great environment. I mean, I felt like the Irish fans went too far a few times with booing USC. Like, they booed their band performed at halftime, and they just got booed the whole time, man. It was crazy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to be at. And yeah, I mean, they couldn't stop the run. They could not stop the run. Price and Love were fantastic. The defense played better in the second half, played a lot better, I felt, in the second half after adjustments were made. And, I mean, Lincoln Riley made some dumb mistakes, like going to RPO on 4th and 1 instead of just running it. And then that trick play with Lemon, then Lemon fumbled. I mean, USC also lost the game, but I felt like Notre Dame won the game as well. And, yeah, good win. It's because generally Notre Dame fans are nice, but like with the USC doing what they're doing, like you kind of saw that the fans were gonna be a little crazier.
Yeah, the hate between those two teams is deep, and it is funny they booed. It's hilarious. That is funny. Yeah. Go rivalry hate. That is, if you love rivalries where the teams don't like each other at all, then good job Notre Dame for having that spirit. Definitely, yeah, that's funny. Troy V. We got Troy V coming in here. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, they couldn't stop the run at all. I mean, how can you? Jeremiah Love is incredible, and Price is really good as well. I think that the Notre Dame, if they are going to be able to knock off a team in the playoffs, if they get there, the improvement that they have to have is defense, because their defense has been all over the place this season. There has been times that look good, like the Arkansas game, and then there are times where it has not looked good against Purdue for some reason, and other games where they've just given up a lot of unnecessary points and yards. Mm-hmm. And I've heard a lot about the refs being anti-Notre Dame. I've heard a lot about that from you and others, and I've seen some stuff online floating around, and I get that. But at the same time, Notre Dame's defense has not been reliably good enough this season for them to be a team that can knock off a good team in the playoffs like last year. And the second problem, CJ Carr. He's young. And that's why you don't like having young quarterbacks starting. I don't like it. I don't know if anybody else does. I don't like it. Todd Simpson, it's taken Todd Simpson years to be ready for this stage and this moment. We thought he was trash. We thought he was going to be no good, right? Todd Simpson's been incredible, but it's taken him years to grow up. CJ Carr, Arch Manning, Sayan's been good, but again, we don't know yet. He hasn't played. We'll see. When they play somebody that can pressure him and push him, we'll see. But these young quarterbacks, Bryce Underwood, they don't deliver consistently. They just don't. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be good. I think CJ Carr has got tons of talent, and he will be a lot better one day. But he had a lot of bad moments in that USC.
I think the rain was part of it too. The rain, but I mean, teams have film on CJ Carr. Like I felt like he played pretty well. Pretty well up to. I mean, the NC State game he wasn't that great, and then this game he looked shaky. But for some reason, it did seem like USC was more like, okay, we have to stop CJ Carr instead of stopping. Their game plan was to stop CJ Carr, and they thought they could limit Love and Price, and it just didn't work. So that was also part of what like you had to go with the run because they were going on stopping the pass. That was their goal, was to stop the pass, and they thought they could limit the run, but they couldn't limit the run. So part of it was that, and then part of it was like teams have tape on CJ, like they know what he's good at, what he's not so good at, and I think it's great that there's a bye week this week that CJ can look at the film. Okay, what are teams doing to me? How can I avoid these bad mistakes and get better and better for the playoffs if the Irish get into the playoffs? And hopefully then he can be better than what he is now.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely a fair analysis of the CJ Carr situation. I agree with that mostly. I still feel like, for my argument of if Notre Dame is going to be able to win a playoff game if they make the playoffs, he has to be a lot better though. Like, for winning the rest of the games this season, as long as Price and Love can just do their thing, they'll probably be okay. They'll probably be fine. But they're not going to be able to do anything else than that if CJ Carr doesn't get better. I don't necessarily understand why USC went with that game plan, though. That being said,
yeah, it's dumb. It was dumb by them.
You would think that if you try to stop Love and Price, stack the box, and you at least limit, instead of Love going off and going for 225 plus, and he went for like 100, then maybe CJ Carr, you try to make him beat you, and maybe he throws a couple picks anyway, and then you win, for USC. I don't know, because again, that is fair to your point that, hey, well, if CJ Carr was not, not being the focus per se, if he wasn't the focus of USC's defense and it had been on the running backs, he might have done better. And maybe that, I don't disagree with that. I just think that to be a truly two-dimensional team, though, like your quarterback, if he's being pressured, still has to deliver enough. Because other teams that are better in the playoffs will not be like USC is, where maybe they try to focus a bit on Carr, but they can still limit Love and Price. USC is not that type of team. Doesn't matter how much better their defense is. They're not that type of team. They're not good enough on defense to do that. But somebody like Ohio State, or I don't know, maybe even Indiana, I don't know this year, or Alabama's run defense sucks. Georgia, I don't know. Like maybe they can be like, well, hey, we'll try to shut down Carr, and our guys will limit them enough. Then Notre Dame's done. Because if Carr can't deliver, even though he's being pressured, they're done.
He did have one good throw that I thought was a completion, but they said it was an incompletion. So I mean, there's still that, but
the only
overall,
reason
the goal line
so hard on Notre Dame,
not great.
The only reason I'm going so hard on Notre Dame is because of the fact that you see people online saying that Notre Dame is a top 5 team. It has 2 losses. I've seen that argument. I've seen that being said, that Notre Dame is a top 5 team. They just have those 2 close losses. And I'm like, I think Notre Dame is a really good team, but they have a couple flaws. I mean, Notre Dame's receivers have been better. Malachi Fields is good, but they still kind of give you the Penn State vibes that they just can't go over the top.
What I do think is a big problem with that is that Jaden Greathouse is hurt. If Jaden Greathouse, he's the best on the team at creating on his own, and he is hurt right now. I do think that the passing attack will look better once he gets back, for sure. I do think it will be better. But he's the best at doing that I mean, Austin, you watching the game, I can understand why you would say that, but like if he's back, I feel like that would help a lot.
That's fair. I mean, definitely. Hopefully, he can return and provide part. But Notre Dame definitely is just going to have to be more two-dimensional if they want to win a playoff game. But as of right now, they're fine. They're still in the playoff hunt. Will's $500 is still alive, and yeah, I think that this is a good win. But every team's got flaws. I've listed Alabama's tons. Notre Dame's got some flaws too, but if you overcome your flaws enough, then you'll be fine.
I also feel like Notre Dame gets better as the year goes on. But last year and this year, I feel like they're getting better. So hopefully they can get in.
I think if they went out, they'll be fine.
Oklahoma beat South Carolina. Just not a good year for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, and
the Holy War.
They're even better. They're even worse, rather than I thought. They're even worse than I thought they were going to be in the preseason. They're
Did you watch the Holy War? I couldn't watch it because I was at the game, but
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't see a lot of it because I was watching Bama, Tennessee, and I was watching Notre Dame, USC. So I missed most of it because this game was also on at 8. Like you would have thought this would have been like the late game at like 10:15. Because Florida State Stanford was on at 10:15. This game was on at 8. It was like, why is this game on at the same time as those two other massive games? I think that was a little scheduling, oddity. It was kind of dumb, but it's my opinion on that. I did not see a lot of this game. Utah was actually winning this game at one time, and I thought that, hey, they might win. Did we pick Utah? I think we did.
I think we did, yeah. So we missed.
The thing with Utah is that they don't win on the road very well. They just don't. BYU home team. They got a good crowd. I thought Utah would win because BYU has not looked that good. They've struggled in a lot of games this year. But, hey, credit to Satake. I still think BYU is another team that's going to choke late. They did it last year. They have 3 tough road games. I've already documented them. I looked at it on Saturday night. I think they play at Iowa State. They play at Texas Tech. And they play at Cincinnati. There's a chance BYU loses every single one of those games. At least 2 of them. And if they do that, they're out of the playoffs. So,
well, whoever wins the conference gets in. But, yeah, they would probably not get in.
I think they're a good team. But I think that this win definitely was aided by the fact that they were at home. And that reason alone.
Hugh Freeze. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Now, Josh Pate, I watched Josh Pate. He said they will fire him if he loses next week. So he is on thin ice.
They play next week?
Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, they probably will. I mean, I can't say that they will. But the thing is, they can't win either. I mean, Auburn, 3 games close. They barely lost to A&M. They barely lost to Missouri. They barely lost to Georgia. Barely losing is not good enough, man. I mean, you got better than that. The thing is that it's a bad look when Hugh Freeze even admitted himself that he carried a lot of that crap with the bad calls and all that and the timeout and all that into the locker room, and it affected his team. Can't do that. You got to put all that behind you. You got to. Notre Dame has been able to overcome the refs. Other team. Hughes had bad calls in the past, but Cignetti now, not Allen, but Cignetti now, the team just focused. Auburn cannot focus. They are not a focused team. You literally saw during the game Auburn's sideline just get deflated several times throughout the game. The crowd is going crazy, but they're just deflated over. They're just sulking over there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hugh Freeze, I feel bad for the guy, not for his phone line crap at Ole Miss. But I feel bad for the guy and the fact that this year's team, I feel like has gotten screwed a lot. But at the same time, you got to overcome that, dude. You got to overcome calls. And they just suck. Arnold is not a passer, can't throw, and that's a problem. But at the same time, they still could have won these games even with that. They're just a broken team. So, yeah, he's gone. He's done.
Virginia got away with it.
Washington down big in this game, and they came back. So I mean, they came back, but I mean that's like I said. I know Ole Miss barely beat him too. So if you're gonna say Virginia barely beat him and they suck, then Ole Miss does too. Again, I understand that. Virginia though, It's not a great performance, but it won. So I didn't watch any of this game though.
South Florida still looks like they're going to be that Group of 5 team for now, at least.
Yeah, they play Memphis, but Memphis lost, so I don't know. But South Florida definitely looks like the best team. And honestly, Boise has been playing a lot better lately now, but it's probably too little, too late for them. But they look a lot better.
Texas got away with it against Kentucky.
My statement, it was so funny. My statement about Texas, I had to clarify it for people on Saturday night into Sunday morning when I said it because of the fact that a lot of people were laughing at it. I said that Texas was the worst team that won. Now, that's not true because there are worse teams that won a game on Saturday. I know that, right? But what I mean by that is that out of all the teams that won, Texas should have not won more than any of these teams that won. You know what I'm saying? Like Texas sucked in this game. They were horrible in this game. And the only thing that saved Texas is that A, Kentucky's bad, and B, their D-line. Texas's D-line is just insane. They're great. Amazing D-line. And they held Kentucky at the goal line. Arch Manning is bad. And I'm not saying he's never not going to be good. He could be good 2-3 years from now, maybe. I don't know. But as of right now, he is abysmal. And the fact that people still have him as a first-round draft pick, like you absolutely just have to have no brain cells if you're going to do that. If you have Arch Manning as a first, second, or third-round draft pick right now, you have to have no brain cells. You just have to be just biased as crap towards Manning, the name, because the dude has done nothing. He's had an awful season. He can't throw. He's got no confidence over there. You look at him on the sideline, he just looks like a deer in the headlights, man. He's not ready for prime time. It's going to take him years to be good. I think he can be good eventually. But get him off the drafts. Get him off the boards. He's gone. Get him off. Get him off. He needs to come back to college. He needs to grow. He needs to get better. If he gets drafted by some team that's fooled by some of these just think they know what they're talking about, and he goes, he's done. His career's over. His career is over. You've ruined his career because you fooled NFL teams into thinking, hey, he's good because you have him as a first-round draft pick. Get him off the drafts. Get him off the boards. I know it's the family name, Austin. Like, I know that. I know. I know. I'm just saying it don't matter. Get him off the list. He's a kid. He needs to grow up. He needs to learn how to play. He's not there. He's bad. And I hate it because he's getting all this unnecessary hype for no reason because of his name that is not deserved or ready yet. Maybe in 2-3 years he'll be good. It's not today. Someday, but not today. He is bad.
And UAB winning, I guess Dilfer was the problem there, but they got a big win.
Yeah, you see it with UCLA, right? Like they get new Heisel, and then coaching or whatever the heck he's calling plays instead of Deshaun Foster. UAB, I mean, they like you said got rid of Dilfer. They beat Memphis. Memphis should have lost to Arkansas, so Memphis should have never been. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Memphis beat Arkansas. Memphis should have lost to Arkansas. Arkansas blew that game. I think Memphis is decent, but they're not. They're not a great team either.
Now, Michigan fans are excited about Underwood, how he played against Washington, but I don't.
He was at home. I mean, he did better to his credit, and I got this game wrong. I think you said Washington. I know I picked Washington, but yeah. I mean, I should have went with Michigan because they were at home. It's the big house. I mean, it's just he's looked terrible, but he played better. I mean. Again, Underwood, Manning, it's going to take time for these dudes. Manning will get there. I think Manning will get there one day. It's going to take time for Underwood to unleash his potential. He's got it. We see it. He's playing better than Arch right now, but he's still inconsistent. It's going to take time.
Boston College.
You're muted. Yeah, UConn beat Boston College. I picked UConn. BC's.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's probably going to get fired.
Houston,
right?
Willie Fritz is doing a good job there.
Yeah, he is. And people said Houston was a fraudulent team. I picked Houston. They look good. You do think O'Brien will get fired, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good. They're worse than Halfley. Baylor, we picked Baylor. I mean, it is what it is. The Big 12. How can you pick it? Yeah, West Virginia is bad.
Yeah. UMass almost won.
Northwestern blanks Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
SMU destroyed. Is Clemson 3-4 or 3-4? Yeah, they're terrible, man. Ugh. Boise destroyed previously undefeated Dan Mullen.
Mm-hmm.
Coastal beat App. Madison destroyed Old Dominion.
And then Billy Napier fired at Florida.
After a win. A win.
I heard that they were planning on doing it at the bye week after the South Florida loss. Like, there's nothing Napier could really do. That.
Why did they choose to fire him now?
Because they didn't think that the team would. I mean, they wanted to see if the team. They just wanted to see the team do well, I guess, because they thought they would do better with Billy Napier because they play hard for him. But
I just don't understand why they fired him after a win. That's my question. Like, if you're going to fire him, it looks better if you fire him after a loss than if you fire him after a win. I think optically it just looks better if you do that. Because clearly, I mean, they're going to lose again. They would have lost again this season. I mean, the thing is that, I know James Franklin's floating around out there. I mean, Virginia Tech, he's the betting favorite to go there. Do you think that James Franklin would be considered for the Florida job?
I think they're going to try to get Lane Kiffin. That's their first choice.
If I'm Lane Kiffin, I stay at Ole Miss. I think he's got a perfect situation there. He's never probably going to be able to win a national championship at Ole Miss because I do think there are just enough limitations there. Maybe not. I don't know. Indiana's defying the odds. Maybe Ole Miss can. But I think that Lane Kiffin, he built up a program at Ole Miss that was mostly bad. You go to Florida, the expectations are ridiculous. He's already had Stockholm syndrome of this tarmac. You don't want to do it again, right? Like Florida, they fire people fast. Mm-hmm. Dan Mullen had a good record at Florida, and he got fired. And Billy Napier's was a lot worse, and he got fired. But you got to win a lot at Florida to not get fired. You got to win a lot. I like Jason saying Florida has much better resources. I mean, yeah, but it hasn't helped any coach. And I know people will be like, well, it's because the coaches that they've hired have been bad. Well, that's kind of your fault for hiring bad coaches, supposedly. Number two, did anybody think that Napier was a bad hire when he got hired? I don't think so. Remember that he did good at
Louisville. I thought it was a little weird, but it would have been my first choice. But
again, they're the ones that hired him. Yeah. Mullen had a good record, but the recruiting and all that.
Yeah, the team quit. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. To me, Florida, I mean, like Jed Fish. I mean, you got Jed Fish. You've got, again.
Golesh from Golesh at South Florida.
Golesh is very probable, actually. But the thing is that it's the same problem with the Napier. You're going from a little school to a big school. Mm-hmm. Like going from Madison to Indiana. Those don't always work. They sometimes do. Do you think Golesh fits? Do you think that he is a type of guy that would go to a bigger program and win?
Well, the fact that he was like Heupel's right-hand man at Tennessee, I feel like gives me. I mean, Napier was never really that guy he was at Clemson, right? Before he was at Louisiana Lafayette. He was never like Dabo's right-hand guy. So I think that I don't know, I feel like Golesh would be a better fit if they want him.
Well, that's fair. I guess that makes sense. I mean, you got Jason saying Florida fires coaches quickly, but Ole Miss will fire Kiffin just as quickly if he loses a bunch of games. Well, they're not going to fire him as quickly as Florida would. Even in this age that we live in where everyone's getting fired left and right. I don't think that if Lane Kiffin had a couple 6-6, 7-5 seasons at Ole Miss, he would get fired. But if he does that at Florida, you're fired. I mean, it's Florida, they want to win national championships, and they want to be in the top 10, and that's eluded them forever. I mean, I don't know, dude. To me, I think that if I'm Kiffin, I stay.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. He can do what he wants. Maybe he goes to Florida and just knocks it out of the park. But I would stay at Ole Miss. I think Jed Fish is possible. I mean, I don't know if he would leave Washington. I mean, DeBoer left for Bama,
Mm-hmm.
so it's possible. I mean, Washington's a good school. You know, honestly, if Washington loses Jed Fish, I know this is off topic, but if Fish leaves, Washington needs to hire somebody somehow that will stay there and actually commit to that program. Because Washington is a good program. They've had a lot of success historically. They got a good fan base. They got a good atmosphere. They've got pretty good resources. They're in the Big Ten. They need somebody to commit to Washington instead of bolting to. I'm glad DeBoer left for Bama because it's working out now. But again, that's interesting to me. Washington, if they lose Fish, because Fish is possible. I think Fish is more likely than Kiffin, and I think that Golesh is very possible. I don't know about Franklin. I still feel like Franklin is a Virginia Tech acquisition. That just feels like that to me. Or North Carolina if they let Belichick go fast, but we'll see. I think it's Virginia Tech. But yeah, I'm again just hammering it home. I think that Kiffin needs to stay. It would be bad if he went to Florida, in my opinion. I don't see that working out. What the heck is going on, Jeffrey? We're doing great, Caden. Things are going great. Discussing Napier. I don't think Florida made as bad of a decision to fire Napier as Penn State did Franklin by no means. I think that it's fine to fire Napier. I still think it's dumb to fire him after a win because it looks stupid. But you know, it is what it is there. But I think Florida's got better options with the Fish and the Golesh than Penn State does right now. Penn State's just searching for air. They're searching for one with a prayer right now, and it's not looking all that good. So again, Florida going to be interesting to see what happens. But whoever goes there, I don't know. Like I honestly have no idea if it's going to work out because they've been struggling for a long time. Like Fish or Golesh, you prefer, and do you think they succeed there if they get the job?
I mean, I don't know. I think Fish just needs to stay at Washington a little longer. Like, I think it would be weird for him to just leave that after
DeBoer
being
did
there.
too. He left really quick.
Well, yeah, DeBoer had more success though.
I know. That's the difference, but I agree. Kate says, "What the heck happened to me? I got a haircut. I got a haircut, Caden."
What do you? So Penn State, they showed more fight, but still just fell short in Kinnick Stadium.
It almost discourages me they got rid of Franklin because Penn State did look a little better. I'm still like, going to Penn State, it's still going to be tough, right? That environment, all that, and they might show up for that game. I don't know. So I'm still like a little bit like on that one. But Iowa won. I think it looks good for Indiana that Iowa's winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Iowa's, that's a quality win right there. Yeah, we both picked Iowa. I thought about picking Penn State because a lot of times when coaches are getting fired these days, the team responds. We've seen it a lot, but yeah, Kate said Will celebrating too early on our bet.
I was celebrating a lot yesterday and Saturday. I'm still I'm a little more nervous, but Maryland blew it again. They had a big lead and they let it go.
Picked UCLA. Yeah. Prince Charming, man. They got big noon kickoff this week.
Big noon, yeah.
People are like, ooh, UCLA, and all that. So good old Prince Charming, UCLA, 3 in a row. Good for them. Yeah. Nico didn't play all that good in this game, but they got the win. So now Moxley's in trouble again.
Yeah. Pitt won. Mike
Norvell gone. Norvell and Freeze are gone. It's get them out. I hate it, Norvell, but it's over, man. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
All right. We gotta do these predictions. I mean, we can talk about Norvell, but also I got something, so we got it.
Yeah, it's all good. I know we gotta go. We gotta go soon. But yeah, Norvell, he's done. We'll definitely talk about Norvell when he gets fired because it will happen.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Wednesday, Tuesday, just the little MAC and Conference USA, all that junk. Thursday's nothing. 2. Friday, nothing.
Owls are being attacked. Maybe the Hokies can get another win. We'll see.
I will say though that Al, when they are on the verge of bowl eligibility, typically loses.
Yeah.
Typically, I think they'll get to 6. They typically do lose right flight. Well, I think last year they were close to bowl eligibility, then they lost to Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Who you going with, man? I don't know. That's tight.
I can't trust. I still can't trust the Hokies. I'll go with Cal 24-23.
Cal almost lost to Carolina. 21-20. Yeah. I'll man, these games are trash. 21-20. You know what? I'll go Tech. I'll go Tech.
Yeah, I hope Tech wins. So Jason, are you still in? So you think that they're definitely going to fire Norvell though, Jason? See what Jason has to say about that.
Yes, I have full confidence in Mike Norvell and look forward to many, many wins to come. Jason O. I think sarcasm.
Mm-hmm. But IU, I don't know if they'll cover the 24.5, but I do think Indiana will win.
Yeah, I mean, some people are calling.
It's a big number.
People are calling upset here. Well, hey, I love the fact IU's got big numbers. That's good. We've never had these spreads against anybody but an FCS school, so it's amazing. I mean, UCLA looks a lot better. The only thing I'm concerned about is that Indiana does sometimes give up runs to running quarterbacks. They did it with Childs. They did it with Childs against Michigan State. He kind of ran all over IU, even though they stopped him when it mattered. And Nico can run. I'll go 35-17.
Yeah, I'll go 38 to. You said 35-17. That's about right. I'll go 38-20. I guess.
Yeah, I think UCLA will cover. Michigan State technically covered by like 1 point. So I think Indiana will win. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little worried again about this game. I'm just at the point where every game's worrying me. I want to see IU go undefeated. Yeah. It would be amazing if they went 12-0, and they can. They legitimately can. Mm-hmm. But every game is a pitfall. Every game is a trap. So got to focus on Prince Charming. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. We picked Ole Miss on the road, and it failed. Natier's been throwing picks. Napier is still shaky, but they beat South Carolina. What do you think on this one?
I can't. They lost my trust. I'm going OU. I fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No shame on me. I'm going OU to win. I just don't trust that Ole Miss defense. So I'm going OU to win. I'll go 31-27.
34-31 OU. I hate it. Yeah. I want Ole Miss, but they lost. So I'll go Oklahoma. Yeah. Virginia wins. Bye.
Virginia wins. They should cover that spread.
South Florida wins by 7.
Mm-hmm.
Place to play, but I'll go South Florida.
Oh, gosh, if Nebraska loses to Northwestern. Oof.
I don't know, man. You said you weren't picking Nebraska the rest of the way. Both teams on the verge of bowl eligibility. Sold out Lincoln crowd. I mean, I don't know, man. You think they'll still be upset after that loss?
So yeah, we're going South Florida. I'll go South Florida to win. I'm going Northwestern to win. I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I can't trust Nebraska.
I'll go Northwestern by 1, 21-20. Yeah. Again, until Nebraska gets to 6 wins, I don't trust them because they always fall apart. Rutgers, Purdue.
I guess I'll pick Rutgers, but
17.
They've been closer to winning.
I'll go 17-14 Rutgers.
Kansas State, Kansas will be fun.
I'll go Kansas by 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Kansas.
Kansas by 4, yeah. Closer, probably.
Auburn, Arkansas. So I'm going Arkansas by 3.
Yeah, I'll go Arkansas by 7.
Auburn can't win, dude. They just can't win.
Mm.
Freezes toast. Bama, South Carolina. Alabama wins by 21.
Ooh.
So I'll go. What's 21? Trying to think. 35-14.
Mm. I'll go Bama by 17. Missouri Vanderbilt game day.
I'm going Vanderbilt by 7. They're at home.
Yeah, I'll go Vanderbilt by 3. I'll go 27-24.
I'm going Iowa State by 3.
Yes, Iowa State by 3. Yeah.
BYU will lose this game on the road, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois at Washington. Oof.
I'll go Illinois by 3.
I'll go Washington by 3.
Okay.
I'm going with the home.
Iowa. Ooh, that's a big spread for Iowa.
Iowa usually beats Minnesota, right?
But yeah, Iowa usually wins. Iowa usually beats Minnesota and Nebraska.
I'll go Iowa by 3.
Yeah.
On every team by 3.
Washington State should beat Toledo. Pitt will beat NC
by
State.
10.
Yeah.
They look better since they made the QB change.
Tech big.
Tech by
oh, that spread.
27. Cincinnati
will probably win.
By 7, I think. Even though the Big 12 is very unpredictable. Texas at Mississippi State.
I'll go Texas by 3, but this could be an upset.
Texas by 1.
Yeah. Oregon big. Miami should win big.
Yeah.
And here we go. LSU.
Here it is. Here it is. A&M and LSU. I mean, this will be the perfect game, though, for Brian Kelly, though, right? Like, things are getting a little dicey. LSU looks cooked. Mm-hmm. They're at home. It's at night in Death Valley. A&M coming off a very ugly performance against Arkansas on defense. Does LSU win this game? Does LSU win this game, or do you believe in A&M to stay undefeated?
I believe in A&M because I just don't think LSU's that well coached, man. I think A&M, they'll be close, but they're gonna sneak away with a 27-24 win. A&M over LSU.
28-27, Texas A&M. I'll go with A&M.
All right.
Michigan at Michigan State. This is a rivalry game. Anything's possible. Michigan State looks like crap, but Underwood has been bad on the road. Underwood has been really bad on the road.
Michigan by 10.
Michigan by 3. Tennessee.
Arizona State, because they're at home, they'll win, and then Colorado should win.
Yeah. I'll go with Utah by 17.
All right. Sorry, everyone. We kind of rushed through the prediction. But I don't want to be late to my appointment, but
oh, you're good, man. No problem at all on that. Definitely excited we got to do the stream today. We got our pick. Hopefully they don't age like milk. Yeah, Louisville, they'll win, I think. I think they beat BC. They have to beat BC.
All right. Well, thanks, Austin, Jason, and
I appreciate the super chats, Kane. Appreciate everybody for being here today. And definitely I'll be back soon, my NFL predictions. And I'm sure we'll be having some content coming up soon. We'll definitely be back next week. And I hope everybody has a good afternoon. Appreciate everybody.
Yeah.